Does this sound familiar? You wake up, fight traffic, work 8, 9, 10 hours at a job you might not even like, come home exhausted, watch some Netflix, fall asleep, and the next day, you repeat the cycle. You live for Friday, you live to pay bills, and every time you get a raise, the money seems to vanish into new expenses. A bigger house, a newer car, the latest sneakers. If this hits home, you're not alone. You're running on an invisible wheel that's been sold to us as the safe path. It's called the rat race, and today we're going to give you the instruction manual to escape it. This manual was written by Robert Kiyosaki in his book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And it's not your typical finance book. It's a bombshell that shatters everything you thought you knew about money. In the next few minutes, we're going to dismantle the lies that keep you trapped and give you the tools to build your own freedom. Stick around to the end, because the lesson on how the rich legally use the system to their advantage will blow your mind. Let's get started. The story begins with Robert, a boy with two father figures who were like night and day. His poor dad, his biological father, was a brilliant academic with a high salary and a stack of degrees. But despite his intelligence, he always struggled with money and died with outstanding debts. His mantra was, "The love of money is the root of all evil." His rich dad, his best friend's father, was a high school dropout. He wasn't a book-smart genius, but he was street-smart. He became one of the wealthiest men in Hawaii. His mantra was, "The lack of money is the root of all evil." This contradiction forced Robert to think, who should he listen to? At age 9, he made a choice. He would learn from Rich Dad. And his first lesson was brutal. Rich Dad had them work in one of his convenience stores for 10 cents an hour. After weeks of hard labor, Robert complained. Rich Dad smiled and said, "Good, you're already acting like an employee. You complain about your pay and blame your boss. Lesson number 1, the poor and middle class work for money. The rich have money work for them." But how on earth do you make money work for you? Not with a wish, with financial education. And rule number 1 of that education is the most important. You must know the difference between an asset and a liability. Forget the college definitions. Rich Dad's definition is simple and powerful. An asset puts money in your pocket. A liability takes money out of your pocket. Simple, right? Now look around you. The rich dedicate their lives to buying assets, businesses that don't require their presence, stocks, bonds, income-producing real estate, intellectual property, things that are like little soldiers who go out every day to earn money for them. The middle class, on the other hand, accumulates liabilities, thinking they're assets. The clearest example is your house. The bank, your parents, society, they all tell you it's your greatest asset. But think about it, every month, does it give you money or take it away? It takes it. Mortgage, property taxes, insurance, repairs. It's a liability. A luxury car that loses value every second is a liability. A student loan that's drowning you is a super liability. Let's look at the cash flows. The poor. Money comes in and goes out instantly for survival. The middle class. The paycheck comes in, goes to the liability column, mortgage, car, credit cards, and goes out. That's why they always feel stuck. The rich, they buy assets that generate income. With that income, they cover their expenses and, most importantly, buy more assets. Their money has babies, and those babies have more babies. It's a wealth cycle. This brings us to the second golden rule: mind your own business. Your profession and your business are two different things. Your profession is your job, the thing that pays the bills. Your business is your asset column. The mistake we make is spending our entire lives minding someone else's business, our employers. Ray Kroc, the founder of McDonald's, explained this masterfully. Once, in a talk with MBA students, he asked them, "What business am I in?" They all laughed. "The hamburger business." He paused and replied, "No, my business is real estate." Ray Kroc knew that the burgers paid the bills, but the real wealth was in owning the land under each franchise. You don't have to quit your job tomorrow. but you do have to start building your business today. In your spare time, invest in assets. Nowadays, it's easier than ever. A YouTube channel, an e-commerce store, investing in index funds, buying a parking spot to rent out. Start small, but start now. Now, let's talk about the big secret of the rich, the one that gives them an almost unfair advantage: the history of taxes and the power of corporations. There were no income taxes. Then they were created to tax only the rich. But the rich aren't stupid. They used their influence and knowledge to find a way to protect themselves. The corporation. A corporation is a legal entity, like a suit of armor. Look at this difference. An employee earns money. The government takes a huge chunk in taxes, and they live on what's left. The flow is earn, then pay taxes, then spend. A corporation is the opposite. It earns money, spends everything it can on business-related things like company cars, travel, equipment, and salaries, and then it pays taxes on the small amount that's left over. The flow is earn, then spend, then pay taxes. It's a massive difference, and it's 100% legal. It's not about evasion. It's about understanding the rules of the game that the rich designed for themselves. And this leads to the skill that lets you play in that league. The rich invent money. How? With their financial IQ. They see opportunities where others only see problems. An example from the book: during a real estate crash, everyone was panic selling. Rich Dad was out buying properties for pennies on the dollar. He wasn't buying houses. He was buying an opportunity. Inventing money is combining your creativity with calculated risk. It's knowing how to structure a deal, how to find financing, how to surround yourself with a smart team. While poor dad would say, "I can't afford it," rich dad would ask, "How can I afford it?" That question opens the mind to possibilities. To develop that mind, you need the fifth lesson: work to learn, don't work for money. Especially early on, don't chase the highest salary. Chase the skills. Rich Dad insisted Robert learn to sell. Why? Because selling is communication, negotiation, and overcoming rejection. These are the #1 skills for success. If you're the best burger flipper in the world, but you can't sell, you'll starve. Learn about accounting, investing, law. Become a generalist with skills in many areas. Finally, the lesson that ties it all together. Overcome the 5 major obstacles. Knowledge is useless without action, and these are the 5 walls holding you back. Number 1. Fear. The fear of losing money. No one likes to lose, but the rich know that failure is a stepping stone to success. Michael Jordan missed more shots than he made. Fear keeps you in the stands, never in the game. Number 2. Cynicism. That inner voice or those friends who tell you, "That's a scam," or "If it were that easy, everyone would do it." The cynic criticizes. The rich analyze. The noise of cynicism drowns out opportunities. Number 3, laziness. It often disguises itself as being busy. You're too busy paying bills to think about how to be free. Rich Dad's cure is a little bit of greed or ambition. Ask yourself, what life do I want? And use it as fuel. Number 4, bad habits. Your life is a reflection of your habits. The most important habit is to pay yourself first. Before you pay the mortgage or the credit card, invest a portion of your paycheck into your asset column. This pressure will force you to get creative to find the money to pay your bills. Number 5, arrogance. It's the ego that makes you think you know it all. Arrogance is ignorance. When you think you know something, you stop learning. And in the world of money, if you're not learning, you're losing. The bottom line is this: financial freedom isn't an impossible dream, it's a decision. The decision to educate yourself, to change your mindset, to build your asset column brick by brick, and to take action in spite of fear. Your first step isn't to buy a stock or a house. Your first step is to grab a notebook and draw your own financial statement. What's your income? Your expenses? Your liabilities? And what are you going to do, starting today, to begin buying or creating your very first asset. Thanks for joining us on this escape manual. If this video lit a fire in you, the best way to thank us is by hitting like, subscribing, and sharing it with someone whose life needs to change. What was the one idea that blew your mind? Let me know in the comments. Until next time, and go build that freedom.